What's up, people? Duncan here. I'm going to take a few seconds to let everything kick in first before I start. It's a good time if you got it to pack a bowl, get ready to smoke one, because that's what this is about. My name's Toki, otherwise known as Mark Duncan. This is my pot politics show where I come on here, I get baked, I talk politics. And on this specific show, I'm going to talk about my run as Oregon's next governor and why it's so important, and some of the things inside the community, the pot community, that I want to achieve as. But don't think by any means that the pot issue is the only issue I'm running on. I have a lot of different things that I want to fix here, but I specifically in this video want to get into my stances on marijuana. Okay, so sit back, enjoy it for a minute. I'm gonna smoke a bowl or two and just get the thing, maybe take a few rips, and let's see what we got going on here.
Hey man, I got something better if you want to hit something better than that.
Hell yeah, I'll hit that.
Yeah, here's a hot one for you.
You smoke some rosin? Yeah.
Some little Kryptonian.
Hell yeah. And while you're up there, could you load this for future hits?
If you're gonna get beat up, it might as well be by Superman, huh?
Let me start by saying, first and foremost, how many of us remember the old term, I did not inhale? Okay, well, let me just show you right now that that's not the case with me. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to fill you full of hot air or any other kind of bullshit. The truth is, I am who I am. That's who you're going to get when I'm the governor. I'm a pot advocate. I love smoking pot. I love getting stoned. But for me, there's a lot more issues to go with it than what's going on in the community today. Now, people have turned pot into a national issue. They've talked about nationally making it recreational, which is all said and good. The problem is, by no means is that good enough. You see, as governor, one of the things I want to push is the removal of Schedule I category. I want to push measures that create industries based on marijuana. Lots of industries, not just recreational dispensaries and things like that. I want to save the medical communities, boost the recreational communities, but I also want to create different manufacturing, different businesses based on the entire plant. Okay,
there's a lot of plants that are thrown away.
We're talking about a plant that is completely usable, from roots to stem to stalk to leaves to nugs to everything. We can create textiles, we can create clothing lines, we can create oils, gasolines.
Ford made a new car, the T.
That's right. And so what I'm talking about is taking Oregon and creating one of the most industrialized marijuana states in the country. I want to create more jobs based in this industry and others, but specifically this industry than any other state in the country. I want to get the young people who don't really want to go flip burgers. I want to take these young generation that truly is interested in jobs that have to do with pot. I want to take these young minds and bring them into businesses where they can learn or maybe even help create different jobs and industries. You see, I want to utilize these youth. I want to utilize the industries. I want to remove the Schedule 1 category. I want to use it for all the great proponents that it is. As Oregon's governor, I would push the most pot-friendly legislation you have ever seen in this country. I would push more jobs, more industries, more manufacturing than any governor has ever pushed in this country.
And please stop taking all the help away from the people that are medical, because now the growers can't grow for 4 patients. They're only down to 2 now.
As governor, in that same regard, I will never attack the rights of the disabled, the rights of our sick, or our medical community. In fact, here in Oregon, I would push legislation to make our insurance companies fund the prescriptions that our doctors are prescribing. There is an alternative medicine. We should be allowed to utilize it. We should not be forced on pharmaceutical pills, pharmaceutical drugs. We should not be forced into pharmaceutical companies where they addict us, where they kill us and give us side effects like many others you couldn't even believe. What we should be allowed to do is choose our medications, choose our form of medicine and our way of treatment. We should be allowed to choose that. So insurance companies should in fact recognize the medical proponents, should in fact recognize the doctor prescriptions, and these pharmacies should in fact hold these medications in hand.
Now, since you're running for governor, I want to know something, because I have a little bit of a
Why don't you
problem.
come over here and get on camera?
I have a little bit of a problem. I live in this town that you live in. Alright, I'm disabled. I'm 100%. I have seizures, so the medical marijuana keeps me from having my seizures. So without it, I would have at least 15, 20 seizures a day. I'm one of those severe ones. Without marijuana, I'm screwed. But with marijuana, I got 100% control, almost 100% control of them, except once in a while I'll stare off, but I go down to Open Door, and I don't know how many people in Klamath Falls goes down to Open Door, but a lot of us do, because the only other place we go is Cascade East.
I know where you're going.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, I have hernias. They won't fix my hernias. They're some type of weird way of putting it that it ain't important. Well, they give you hydrocodones or Vicodins for the pain. They get you all nicely hooked on those deals, and then they turn around and they find out that you smoke marijuana. Uh-oh, now we have a problem, because you can't be using alternative medicine. We're taking all your pain pills away. We're going to make you suffer the agonizing pain that you do from these 3 hernias that you got, and you're not getting nothing until you quit the marijuana. But, oh, damn, when I quit the marijuana, I died from seizures. So I died from seizures, or I deal with extreme pain because I smoke marijuana. I get migraine headaches that are so bad, and they won't give me no proper pills because I smoke marijuana. Anything in this category of pills, I'm forbidden for. I'm very lucky to get an ibuprofen because of my marijuana taking care of my seizures.
I truly believe that in no way, shape, or form should marijuana affect other treatments. I truly believe that if you're being treated for pain medications and you're getting marijuana for an epileptic disorder, then your marijuana being treated for your epilepsy has nothing to do with your treatments for your pain medications. So as governor, I would make sure to protect the rights of the medical community, again, by allowing them to get the treatments they needed, which means that if they're required pain medications for having hernias, then that should be looked at regardless if they're being treated for epilepsy.
Because they can't help no one that smokes marijuana because it's against the federal law and they get federal aid. So, hey, all of us are being shafted with a cactus with no lube.
There's also the possibility of creating sanctuary counties that would protect. We could utilize it just like the liberals do, and we could create these sanctuaries to protect our pot rights, just like the liberals do. And we could do this in order to protect from federal government. The problem with this is it'd be a hell of a lot just to recognize why people are getting treated for their pot. Why are they getting treated anyway? That's the problem. You see, so many people, in my opinion, so many people are being treated with marijuana for some of the most ridiculous reasons. And that's a fact. However, I believe that when you truly need a medicine for an epileptic disorder or a cancer or something that isn't treated by a medication, by a pill, then you should have the right to utilize any and all medications you can get your hands on. I mean, that's my belief. But the problem with that is now you would have to look more into why each individual is actually getting their medical marijuana. So if an individual is getting marijuana for pain.
I got a question. Trump's new medical signing. Wouldn't that shouldn't that be protecting us too? Since I use marijuana for seizures and without it I would fucking die. And he says, why not give them a chance to use alternative medicines? Shouldn't that be account for me? Yeah. Or everybody else out there that's being railroaded and shafted? Because I know there's a lot of people in Klamath Falls being railroaded and shafted because they make everybody take a piss test down that open door. And when they do, or they take the blood test, they're like, oh, we got you on the marijuana. We're taking all your pills away.
I think that the OMMP program should have a discrepancy to where people shouldn't have to announce that they're taking different medications for this. Again, all of this is simplified and all of this is solved if doctors looked at prescriptions. So if a doctor took the time to say, hey, you're getting pot for epilepsy, not for pain. You're getting pot for cancer, not for pain, for hernias. If they took the time to look at each individual case and do their job,
everything would be done.
Everything would be. The problem is.
And I'm sorry about my anger. This is a topic that gets anger because the way I get treated.
Just let me finish before my battery dies. What I'm going to say is this: if the doctors took the time to recognize how many people are getting pot for other reasons other than pain, then these doctors would still have to treat the pain. You see what I'm saying? So if their patient came to the clinic and said, okay, I am getting marijuana for my epilepsy, I'm taking ibuprofen for my hernias, I'm taking Vicodin for my headaches, whatever it might be. I don't know, I'm just making shit up. But if they go there, then that doctor would have to treat each symptom accordingly by law, which would protect your pot rights.
Yeah.
Protect your ability to get prescription drugs when needed.
Yeah.
And that would be my solution.
Because right now, I suffer. I don't even go anywhere anymore. I stay home in a chair because I hurt so fucking bad. And I refuse to die from seizures. I'm going to smoke my pot.
What sickens me is that we live in a country, or in a state for that matter, that wants to give universal health care to every illegal that walks over the border here.
Oh, no, that's
Wants to
another thing
take
I
care
have.
of all of the so-called refugees, provide free abortions to everybody, and yet are sick, are disabled, are treated like dirt. Our veterans are homeless. So it sickens me that we're actually down that line, which is a whole nother topic I'm running on as governor here. So I have a lot of different topics. Pot is just one of them. And I truly believe in the jobs and the industries that we could get from it. I do think we need some kind of government, some kind of protections to keep us from getting screwed over by the pharmaceutical companies who will look to control and command it.
How many times have you driven from Klamath Falls to Portland and you've seen hundreds of miles of open fields that ain't doing nothing, that doesn't produce nothing?
Too many to count. As a professional or as a fighter, we traveled that route so many times it's not funny.
Oh yeah, but how much openness that you just don't see nothing.
There's so many. And there's so many counties in Oregon that would thrive on those kind of businesses and industries.
Oh yeah.
So many. And that's the thing is, even right now as we speak, Oregon has 10 times the amount of pot as it does for its patients. 10 times. That means each grower in Oregon is producing 10 times more weed than we need. That's a fact. It's a statistical fact. Okay, Oregon is also now producing some of the best weed in the country.
And that's a fact.
And that's a fact. So why not utilize this for other industries? That's a whole lot of plants. Did you know that one plant can pump just as much oxygen back into the ozone, can fix the ozone layer at a quicker rate than 10 trees at full growth? Did you know that our Constitution was written on hemp paper? That the very first car was designed to run on hemp fuel? Did you know that the very first chief product in America was pot, not cotton?
Hemp rope got their asses to America in the first place.
Hemp was in fact the first product, the first utilized product in America.
There was
cotton.
a law that you had to have hemp on your land at one time.
So now all we're doing is going back and reversing what should have been to begin with. That's it. So when I talk about running for governor, it's because I've sat back and seen some of the most stupid shit my entire life. I've seen some of the most ridiculous laws. I've seen people get punished for some of the most ridiculous crap. I've seen people suffer simply because they want cheaper and more effective medicines. I've seen people suffer because they want to enjoy smoking a bowl just like the average person enjoys going to a bar and drinking a beer. Or a person enjoys smoking a cigarette.
Alcohol's way worse than smoking a bowl.
That's all I'm saying. It's legal to do both. It's legal to drink. It's legal to buy cigarettes, both of which do way more damage. And yet, we're still fighting for marijuana. So as governor, I would also fight to remove marijuana from the Schedule 1 category. Because I believe that is a farce, and in no way, shape, or form should it remain. And for anybody who doesn't know, the Schedule 1 category means that it's linked in the same category as heroin, cocaine, and it cannot be looked at or researched or used in medical experiments. So before we start talking about any more legalization, what we need to do is talk about removing marijuana from the Schedule 1 category. That's your number one aspect. From there, we can build industries. From there, we can build manufacturing. We can build factories. We can put American people back to work by the millions.
A lot of clothes can be made by hemp. Hemp has one of the nicest, strongest, longest fibers.
A lot of cars can be powered by hemp instead of
Hemp oil seed.
buying fuel from other countries.
If nobody's done this, look up hemp milk. It is the most highest food. They thought peanut butter was the highest amount. They say peanut butter could save a baby's life by sticking a little bit under its roof of its mouth and it eats it and it gets better. Well, hemp milk blows that out, peanut butter out of the water. And 10 times healthier. Plus, you can make biodiesel out of the seeds. You can make soaps out of the seeds.
Yep.
You can make any kind of food out of the seeds.
Yep.
And so, you could squeeze out all the oil and then turn the leftover product
Just
into
imagine
bread.
this. The
Hemp
recreational aspect alone is a billion dollar industry.
Yep.
Just the recreational aspect. You're talking being able to go into a dispensary and being taxed. It's a $1 billion industry. Now, add in oils, textiles, fuels, add in clothing, add in anything you use wood for.
Well, Ford built a Model T as a new one this year. Or not this year, but a couple of years ago. They built a Model T out of total hemp to see if they could do it.
Yeah.
They had metal cylinders, but the outside of the engine was made out of hemp. Everything that needed to be metal was metal. The frame was metal, but the body, everything, the doors, the paneling, the grill, everything was hemp. The seat, the cloth that was on the
They've already proven that resin, marijuana resin is one of the most hardest substances on earth.
And the car's so beautiful and light. It's so strong and light, it's incredible. They thought it was going to be the greatest future, and then Obama stepped on it.
Yep. And although I would love to, look, the problem isn't just him, though. The problem goes back to every failed administration that has kept it on the Schedule I category.